The House will come to order. Now I would like to invite Ann Brown to say the Pledge of Allegiance today.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Schiebel, please call the roll.
Representatives Amabile, Armagost, Bacon, Byrd, Bockenfeld, Basenecker, Bottoms, Bradfield, Bradley, Brown, Catlin, Doherty. I think Doherty is excused. DeGraff, Degree Kennedy, Dixon, Duran, English, Epps, Evans, Frizzell, Froelich, Garcia, Gonzalez Gutierrez, Representative Gonzalez Gutierrez,
Excused.
Hamrick, Hartsook, Harrod, Representative Harrod, Rep. Harrod's excused. Holtorf, Judah, Joseph, Kipp, Leader, Lindsay, Linstead, Luck, Lukens, Lynch, he's around, Mabry, Marshall, Martinez, Morrow, Morrow's present, McCormick, McLaughlin, Michael St-Genet, Ortiz,
Here.
Parenti, Puglisi, Ricks, Representative Ricks,
Excused.
Sharbini, Rep. Sharbini,
Excused.
Sirota, Snyder, Soper, Story, Taggart, Titone. Titone's here. Valdez A. Velasco. Is present. Vigil. Weinberg. Weissman. Wilford. Wilson. Winter. Woodrow. Young. And Madam Speaker.
She is here. With 61 present and 4 excused, we have a quorum. Representative Parenti.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem. It's an honor to serve with you.
It's an honor to serve with you as well.
Good morning, colleagues. If I can have your attention, please. We are about to start the third series in our weekly journal session, Choose a Legislative Photo for Representative Parenti. Colleagues, I've heard some rumors and received some inquiries this week that there's question to the validity of these photos, that somehow they were staged or pre-planned. And I just want you all to know that these are absolutely the photos that were taken during my legislative photo shoot, and there was no comedy intended, certainly until after they were received. So, with that, Mr. Liuzzo, will you, oh wait, yeah. And just to prove it, a classic bad photo take, Mr. Liuzzo, please put up Exhibit C.
Permission for a display is granted.
We need some focus there. Yes. Colleagues, if you want this to be my official legislative photo of the 74th General Assembly, please vote yes on today's journal. Mr. Speaker Pro Tem, I move that the journal of Tuesday, March 28th, 2023 be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
Members, you have heard the motion. All those in favor of approving the journal as corrected by the Chief Clerk, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no? The ayes have it, and this is Representative Parenti's official photo. And the journal has been adopted.
Hilarious. Announcements, introductions, Rep. Weissman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I need to make two announcements this morning. The first is that I have received permission to be excused by the Majority Leader this Friday, the 31st. The second announcement is today's judiciary calendar. Namely, there isn't one. House Judiciary is not meeting today. We were all there until about 12:30 last night, so members, enjoy your recovery day.
So approved. Representative Michelson-Janay.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Public and Behavioral Health and Human Services, pay attention. We have a room change. We will be meeting in room 112 because Judiciary isn't meeting, so we have a little extra room to spread out. So we'll be meeting in room 112, and we'll be hearing Senate Bill 155, House Bill 1243, and Senate Bill 18. See you there at 1:30.
Thank you. Representative Kipp.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Energy and Environment Committees, we have a packed morning ahead of us. HB 23-1216, HB 23-1252, HB 23-1233, HB 23-1080, HB 23-1247 will all be heard starting exactly 10 minutes upon adjournment. Don't be late. We got a lot of people to testify too. Thank you. LSBA.
Representative Armagost.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've requested to be excused tomorrow and April 11th.
So approved. Representative Amabile.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. There will be no business and labor today. There will be no business today in this building. Thank you.
Representative McLaughlin.
There will be funny business in Education Committee today. We are having just two bills. The third one has been postponed, 1235 and 1241, and I'm so excited to see you there. Thanks.
Excellent. Representative Bockenfeld.
It's an honor to serve with you, Madam Speaker.
And an honor to serve with you.
I have a personal announcement to make. We have a new member in the Bockenfeld family. Maximus James Bockenfeld was born on March 27th. 6 pounds, 18 3/4 inches, and yes, he's tall and skinny, just like his daddy.
Yeah. Congratulations. Representative Froelich.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Transportation, Housing, and Local Government will hear 3 bills this afternoon. No, maybe just 2 bills, 35 and 1194 LSBA 130. Thank you.
Representative Story.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning. I wanted to announce that CDC is not meeting tomorrow morning as was scheduled previously, and also that I am requesting to be excused tomorrow and have cleared it with the Majority Leader.
So approved.
Thank you.
Announcements, Representative Ricks will replace Representative Gonzalez-Gutierrez on the Public and Behavioral Health and Human Services Committee for today only. Representative Brown will replace Representative Judah on the Public and Behavioral Health and Human Services Committee for today only. Members, we have a tribute. Representative Armagost.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today is IDD Awareness Day. Today, we recognize people with intellectual and developmental disabilities and the community of family members, researchers, advocates, educators, providers, case managers, and advocacy groups who work together to ensure that they have the supports they need to be fully included and live meaningful lives in their communities. People with IDD are defined by their strengths, abilities, and inherent value, not by their disabilities. As a law enforcement officer, I was honored and privileged to organize and compete in Special Olympics fundraising events such as Polar Plunge, Tip-A-Cop, Torch Run, and Plane Pole, which my team received 2 awards in most money raised in the Polar Plunge and the Plane Pole, and fastest time for the Plane Pole at DIA. I was honored to meet so many amazingly talented and grateful athletes with the Special Olympics program. With the appropriate resources, services, and personalized supports, people with IDD can and do make decisions about their own lives and meaningfully contribute to their communities, just like people without disabilities. Thanks to the work of the IDD community and state policymakers, we have made significant progress toward ensuring that everyone with IDD has access to the supports they need to reach their full potential. However, despite this progress, many still experience barriers to integration, employment, healthcare, education, housing, and other aspects of community life that we take for granted.
Representative Young.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As many of you know, I spent my career as a special education teacher and a school psychologist. But one of the biggest gifts to my life was when I became my sister-in-law's co-guardian when she needed a liver transplant. And she is an individual with IDD and other challenges. And it ended up a gift because I got to see our community, UC Health, Anschutz, respond and give her a liver transplant despite the prejudice that individuals accessing medical care with disabilities sometimes encounter. I'm happy to report that she is over 20 years post-transplant successful. So that is why I am a champion for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And I have sponsored legislation to increase inclusion in many aspects for this community. But one factor contributing to the barriers faced by people with IDD is the direct support workforce crisis. Direct support professionals are those who work directly with people with IDD. They perform a whole variety of supports and accept a high degree of responsibility in their roles. Unfortunately, they also receive pay on par with other entry-level minimum wage workers. As a result, there is a shortage of direct support professionals, which results in reduced access to services for people with IDD. Thankfully, the budget that will be presented, that we will see next week, contains a number of proposals to help combat the workforce crisis, ensure that people with IDD can access the full array of services they need. As policymakers, I hope we continue to embrace the importance of providing for this very special community. We express our most sincere appreciation to people with IDD and the contributions they bring to our communities and our state, and to the organizations and individuals and families who provide services, advocacy, education, and natural supports for their commitment to supporting and improving the quality of life for Coloradans with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Representative Armagost, would you like for the tribute to be read?
Yes. I move the tribute to be read at length.
Thank you. Mr. Schiebel, would you please read our tribute at length?
The House of Representatives convened in the 74th General Assembly hereby recognizes Intellectual and Developmental Disability Awareness Day. People with intellectual and developmental disabilities are defined by their strengths, abilities, and inherent value. With appropriate resources, services, and personalized support, people with disabilities can make decisions about their own lives and contribute to their communities. Community living is a fundamental moral, civil, and constitutional right for people living with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Intellectual and developmental disability advocates and advocacy organizations, clinicians, researchers, policy analysts, and direct support professionals work in partnership with people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, their families, the legislature, and state agencies to strengthen the service delivery system so people can live productive, healthy lives in the community. The Colorado House of Representatives proudly recognizes IDD Day and extends sincere commendations and support to all Coloradans living with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Representative Young.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like all of those individuals who are here as advocates, individuals with IDD in our gallery to stand so you can be recognized.
Representative Armagost.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd also like to welcome everyone to the luncheon at the Art Hotel for IDD Awareness Day as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, we have a little bit of business to take care of. Thank you. Mr. Schiebel, reports of committees of reference.
Committee on Judiciary, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 190 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. Senate Bill 188 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. Committee on Finance, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. House Bill 1112 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. House Bill 1229 be amended as followed, and as so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. Committee on Public and Behavioral Health and Human Services, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. House Bill 1236 be amended as followed, and as so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. House Bill 1244 be amended as followed, and as so amended be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation.
Message from the Senate. Oh, more committees.
Committee on Health and Insurance, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. House Bill 1226 be amended as followed, and as so amended be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. Senate Bill 116 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable Senate Bill 162 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. Senate Bill 144 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. And Senate Bill 189 be amended as followed, and as so amended be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation.
Message from the Senate.
Madam Speaker, the Senate has
Message
passed
from
on
the
third
Senate will
reading.
be printed in the Journal. Message from the Reviser.
We herewith transmit
Message from the
without comment.
Reviser will be printed in the Journal. Introduction of resolution.
House Resolution 1004 by Representative Puglisi concerning the observation of Italian American Heritage and Culture Month in September 2023.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move we suspend the rules for immediate consideration of House Resolution 1004.
You have heard the motion. Seeing no objection, the rules will be suspended for consideration of House Rule 1004. House Resolution. Did I say House Bill? Oh, sorry. House Resolution 1004. Assistant Minority Leader Puglisi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move House Resolution 1004 and ask that it be read at length.
Mr. Schiebel.
Whereas Italian and Italian American Heritage Month is an appropriate time to recognize the enormous contributions that Italian and Italian American people have made in this country and the world throughout history, including Anton Scalia, Luciano Pavarotti, Frank Sinatra, Mother Cabrini, Joe DiMaggio, Mario Puzo, Robert De Niro, and countless others. And whereas Italian American Heritage and Culture Month is held to salute the Italian American community and to show appreciation for their culture and their heritage that has immeasurably enriched the lives of people of Colorado and the world. And whereas the strength and success of Colorado and the United States, the vitality of our communities, and the effectiveness of our American society depend in great measure on the distinctive and sterling qualities demonstrated by the people of diverse races, heritages, and ethnicities, exemplified by individuals of Italian American heritage. And whereas It is fitting and proper that September 2023 be observed as Italian American Heritage and Culture Month throughout Colorado. Now therefore be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the 74th General Assembly of the State of Colorado that in order to recognize the enormous contributions Italian American people have made in this state, this country, and the world throughout history, the House of Representatives urges the people of Colorado to acknowledge Italian American Heritage and Culture Month and to observe the month with appropriate events and activities.
Assistant Minority Leader Puglisi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. You all can sit. Thank you. So I just, actually, Representative Winter brought this to me, and we spoke with Representative Titone, so really excited for the three of us to be part of this resolution, and thank you for people for joining us. So I just wanted to just talk a little bit about my family, how we got here, and just give you a little bit of background as to why we're so proud to be Italian. My mother was born right after my grandparents came over on the boat through Ellis Island. English is not her first language, and she struggled as a young child in America as her parents and her tried to learn English and live in our communities. My grandfather was a union worker, a construction worker in the union, and really, really proud. Right in the months before he was passing, a bunch of union workers had come and seen him, and honestly, he gushed about that day for a really long time. And so I thought that was really exciting. And then my grandmother stayed at home and helped my mom raise us as her and my father, I'll talk about him in a minute, had their Italian restaurant. And we just were really focused on family. My grandparents lived 5 minutes away, and we all supported each other. We had a very big family, so it was really fun. And then my father came over when he was 18. He had 50 cents in his pocket and literally some family here, but had nothing. And built a business on that because America is the land of opportunity and freedom, and they just love this country so much. And so I'm incredibly proud to be Italian. I'm incredibly proud to be American as well for the opportunities it gave to my family. And if you ever come to Colorado Springs on a Sunday, let me know. I cook Italian dinner every Sunday night for 13 people. But there's always room in Italian families for more. So just want to say thank you for allowing us to bring this resolution forward and share some of my heritage with you. Thank you.
Representative Winter.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Appreciate you all standing for that. My family's history, my great-grandmother, her family came through the other gateway, and that was through New Orleans. A lot of people came in through the track of New Orleans. They came to this country for great opportunity, and they were honored to assimilate to this country. My family took two different paths. One of them opened the Trinidad Macaroni Factory when he came here, and I have a picture of him. I have his immigration papers framed, and I have a picture of him standing in front of this macaroni factory with hundreds of American flags. Hopefully I can bring it up one day and show you all. But I will say the second part of my family, they worked in the coal mines, and they mined the coal that built the rail. They worked on the railways. In a lot of the fence post and fencing you see in this state, the coal was mined in Los Animas County and taken to CFNI and Pueblo, where a lot of Italian Americans worked in that steel mill as well. And they helped build the infrastructure of not only the state, but this nation. So I'm honored that this country offered my family and afforded my family the ability to come here and be successful. I'm honored to be an Italian American, but I'm honored to be an American more than all. So thank you all for taking the time to listen to this, and look forward to celebrating with everybody in September of next year. Thank you.
Representative Titone.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And all four of my grandparents were immigrants, 3 from Sicily, 1 from France. And both my grandmother and my grandfather, my mother's side, they came from the same town in Sicily, but they didn't know each other because they were a little bit farther apart in age. And when they came to New York, they met through a cousin that my grandfather knew, and then they got to meet up and they went on a date, and then the rest is history, as they say. But my grandfather, he worked in New York City for a long time. He would have been in the military, but he only had eyesight in one eye from an accident in childhood. So he worked in the shipyard, building ships, and he was an informant for the FBI. And he actually helped find anybody who was up to no good in the shipyards and was trying to make sure that the ships were able to be built for the war. His brother, my great uncle, he was a World War II veteran. He was stationed in Sicily and went to his hometown when the U.S. occupied there. It was a really interesting situation. But he was a very decorated veteran with 2 Purple Hearts. He had a lot of service to our country against the Italians in World War II. But they were in the bakery business, and if you've had my cannolis, that's my grandfather's recipe. And it's the best cannoli you can get in Colorado, and I'm going to stand on that. That's the truth. And if you don't believe me, I'll make you one sometime.
Please.
But there's a lot of history, and I don't want to get into too much because we don't have time, so forget about it. We're going to move on. So thank you so much for your attention. And I just want to say hello to my grandmother. She'll be watching. Nina, she's my last grandmother left. She's 92, and she was so proud to get her citizenship to vote. And she tells me every year that she voted and how proud she was to become an American. And that was something that all of my family members were really proud to be here in the land of freedom.
Representative Parenti.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My family's story is very similar to the one that you heard from our representative for Colorado Springs, but one generation removed. On my father's side, all of my grandparents were born here shortly after their families immigrated from the Tuscany part of Italy. And so I just wanted to give a quick shout out to all of the Parentis, the Francesconis, the Del Portos, and the Orsellinis who took that trip and gave us the pleasure of me being able to be here in front of you today. Thank you.
Representative Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and it's definitely a pleasure to serve with you.
And a pleasure to serve with you.
So my story is kind of a lot like Puglisi's, because every Sunday we were there at the ranch having spaghetti and meatballs. My great-grandfather came from Sicily, my great-grandmother came from Napoleon, and my grandmother was born in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. And did not marry an Italian, and back then that's exactly what they were expected to do. On the ranch, she says, no, I no marry him. I'm going to marry the cowboy. And so she married the cowboy that broke the horses on the ranch. So I'm Irish and Italian. So thank you for bringing this to the sponsors here. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion before us is the adoption of House Resolution 1004. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Ortiz, how do you vote?
Yes.
Representative Ortiz votes yes. Please close the machine. With 64 ayes, 0 no, 1 excused, House Resolution 1004 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to proceed out of order for consideration of Senate amendments to House bills.
Seeing no objection, we will proceed out of order for consideration of Senate amendments to House bills. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to House Bill 1151.
House Bill 1151 by Representatives Woodrow and Bockenfeld, also Senators Rodriguez and Gardner, concerning clarifications to the requirements that the court conduct a bond hearing within 48 hours after an individual is placed in jail.
Representatives, it's a race to the well. Representative Woodrow.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Before we make our motion, we've something to say, for the Senate amended in an agreeable way. They clarified points and made the bill better, getting the sections just right, every word, every letter. So our dear friends as we can think of no squabbles, we move to concur, and we welcome your gobbles.
That deserved extra gobbles. Woo. Thank you, members. The motion before us is to concur with Senate amendments on House Bill 1151. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Ortiz, how do you vote?
Yes.
Representative Ortiz votes yes. Representative Morrow. Please close the machine. With 64 ayes, 0 no, 1 excused. Senate amendments. The motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1151 is adopted. Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move for the repassage of House Bill 1151 as amended.
Members, you've heard the motion. Seeing no further discussion, the vote before you is the repassage of House Bill 1151 as amended. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Ortiz, how do you vote?
Yes.
Representative Ortiz votes yes. Representatives Bradley, DeGraff, and Leader. Please close the machine. With 53 aye, 11 no, and 1 excused, House Bill 1151 is repassed as amended. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Representative Armagost, I believe you had a clarification. Quick announcement, folks. Representative Lindsay will replace Representative Young on the Education Committee for today only, and Representative Armagost has an update on an earlier announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It was a late night for us. For some of us in judiciary, I'm still getting back to work here mentally. So the luncheon today is at the Art Museum, not at the Art Hotel. So for the IDD Awareness Day luncheon, Art Museum, not the Art Hotel. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Majority Leader. Representative Sirota.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, House Appropriations will meet tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. in the Old State Library to hear House Bill 1184, House Bill 1227, House Bill 1234, Senate Bill 8, Senate Bill 74, Senate Bill 154, and Senate Bill 189.
Thank you. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to lay over the balance of the calendar until tomorrow.
Seeing no objection, the balance of the calendar will be laid over until tomorrow. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House stand in recess until later today.
Seeing no objection, the House will stand in recess until later today.